what you can be. A black child. Do you know where you're going? Where you're really going? Do you know you can learn what you want to learn? If you try to learn what you can learn. Hey, black child, do you know you are strong? I mean really strong. Do you know you can do what you want to do? If you try to do what you can do. Hey, black child, be what you can be. Learn what you must learn. Do what you can do. And tomorrow, your nation will be what you want it to be.
And we are back. This is Words with Wesley. I have a few students here, and I'm going to go around the room, and you can introduce yourself. We'll start on this side. Introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Courtney. I'm a student at Texas Southern, and my classification, I'm a sophomore.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Hello, everyone. My name is Daniel Lawson. I'm a master's student at Texas Southern. I'm getting my master's in kinesiology.
All right, Daniel, you got your mask on. So, there you go. There you go. We need to see your face on the camera, you know.
Oh, I thought y'all couldn't hear. My bad.
All right, good deal. And
Hi, my name is Jamia Smith. I'm a recent Texas graduate, and my degree is in education.
all right, education. And then we have back Mr. Tay and Kiki. Y'all want to say something?
Hey y'all, I'm Kiki. I'm a senior here at TSU. My classification is a senior.
Alrighty. Hello again, you all. My name is Taylor Getwood, and I am a junior here at the illustrious Texas Southern University, and I'm just blessed and happy to be back.
Wonderful. Thank y'all for coming. Well, so today we're going to talk about faith and finances, and I'm going to kick this thing off with starting by, I know, number one is refund time. People get them refund checks. When you're in college, you get them refund checks. And then also, it is also tax season. So if you are, you do your own taxes. I don't know how you do it. I wouldn't recommend that you do your own taxes. However, how to save for a rainy day. I'm gonna start over here. Tell me a time where what's going on with this refund check. What did you do with your first refund check?
Okay, well, my first refund check when I was a freshman, I stayed at Towers, and I didn't have a car at the time, so I was spending a lot on Ubers. Like, I want to go to like a kickback or eat off campus. I was spending a lot of money on unnecessary stuff. I think y'all should save it instead of eat at the caf or something. You ain't just gotta always eat out. The caf has good stuff. Our caf has good stuff.
So you saying you spent a lot of money on food?
Yes.
And you just super small. I mean, like, so where's the food going? You like to eat. This is what you're telling me. And so her situation was she spent so you saying most of the money went to food
and DoorDash stuff.
DoorDash, Ubers. Wow, that's interesting. What's your take on it?
Well, luckily, I didn't have to take out no loans in my undergrad, and I was educated on it when I got into the master program. So when I took out my loan, a lot of it went towards necessary expenses, and I put majority into my savings. So
let's stop right there. You said you was educated on finances.
The basics.
So like, tell me what you learned.
Just to establish a savings and have money sitting as opposed to just going out the door, have it, staying in your pockets for a long period of time.
Okay. So what did you do with your first refund check?
My first refund check, I thought about blowing it. I ain't gonna lie, I did. But luckily I had a lot of good mentors, and they told me to put most of my money towards my rent. And so that's what I did. I paid up my rent for the semester, and what I had left over I used for Uber and DoorDash, Uber Eats, and eating out. But another thing someone told me is have some money on your side for what we call mad money. So a lot of freshmen, when they come to campus, they don't have cars and things like that. So you have to depend on somebody to get you from point A to point B. And sometimes when you're a freshman, some people are coming from out of state, internationally. So you want to always have your best interest in people, but people might not have their best interest in you. So you want to keep mad money on you just in case, you know, you go out with friends or your roommates and you get to a situation to where it's like, hey, this crowd of people or the environment we're in isn't what fits me. I shouldn't be here. I'm uncomfortable.
Right.
And you don't have to keep nagging that person like, hey, I'm ready to go, because you might not know that person. They might flip out on you or leave you stranded somewhere. You might get into an argument with someone who you think is your friend and they're not. And then you're stuck out, so you can have your mad money on you, so you have cash to where you could get a lift if you need to. You could get a cab if you need to. Like, you don't ever want to feel stuck in a situation depending on somebody. So,
Amen. That's good insight. That's good insight. Now, let's talk about that, because you said going to the club, you know, and you know how that is. When you hit college, you're a freshman, the first thing you do is find the parties, you know, and the reality of it is you spend a lot of money to party. So I know back in my time, I'm a little older than y'all, you know, back in my time, you used to have to get a nice little outfit that costs a little money, you know, get your hair done or you get your hair cut, that costs a little money. Then you're going to buy somebody a drink, you know, if you a fella, you know, girls, y'all be trying to buy you girls, your homegirls drinks too. So that you're spending money on drinks. And then not only if you're spending money on drinks, if you don't have a car, you did have to probably Uber to get there. So by the time you spend money on drinks, spend money on the clothes, spend money on the hair. Oh, let me not forget the makeup, girls. Y'all get the makeup. Y'all got these big old lashes coming out these days. So you got lashes, all of that. And by the time you probably spend about $300 without even knowing.
$300 on one
Plus
expense.
food.
One expense.
That ain't the total. That would,
You know,
total
okay, because I forgot, you gotta eat.
Yeah, you
Because
gotta
you go
pay
to the
someone to be
club,
there.
y'all going out to eat afterwards most times.
Waffle House is the spot.
Right. and God forbid, you got a little tender you gotta take to the telly. Let's just be real. This is college. And these types of things happen. I'm not naive. I know what's going. I used to be y'all age. So by the time you do that, man, you listen.
You broke.
You broke.
In the cab.
You're eating in the cab.
Yes. And then you calling home like, can I get $25?
Not
So
20, I was
can you
like,
cash out me some money? And that is not being a good steward over your finances. But I realize, you know, by the time you know what I'm saying, by the time you leave home, you know, this is your first time just kind of
on your own.
Free.
on your own.
Have your own
You think you
freedom.
grown.
You think you grown, but you have to make, you know, you have to make better choices, because we have to save for the rainy days. Let me ask you, have you ever had a rainy day?
Oh yeah.
Maybe this pandemic
A couple.
hit a lot of people. That was a rainy
Hey,
day.
it's been a
Nobody.
rainy year.
Recently, really.
It's been a rainy year.
A rainy year. He said not a day, a rainy year, man.
Decade.
So I understand. I understand how that is. So for the most part, what I wanted to bring you out here today was to give your take on that. If you had to give somebody advice, what kind of advice would you give them about their finances while they're in college?
If you gotta doubt yourself, don't do it. If it's a thought that pops into your mind, like, should I? Do it. And what I mean by that is, a lot of times, you know, God will talk to you and he'll tell you like, hey, you know, this is what you want to do. This is what you need to do. As far as, let me give y'all an example. Like when you get ready to go out or you get ready to spend money on something that you probably don't need, you're gonna go, hey, should I do this? Do I need to spend this money? In the back of your head, you know, it's a doubt like, no, I shouldn't be wearing this, or I don't need this, I really need to save. Don't do it. But for things like, hey, should I pay up my rent? Like, I just paid my rent this month, so really paying 2 months, like, do I really need to do that? like, or insurance, like, you know, my
Amen.
insurance expire in 2 weeks, but you know, I still got it. So should I put money on my insurance? Like, those type of things are the things that you should do, because you never know what's gonna happen. Like, I'm from San Antonio, so we don't really have weather at all. So when I got to Houston, the hurricane season, when Harvey hit, I was a sophomore. I was not prepared to be locked in a room with people for a week and a half. Like, that hit us really hard. And then COVID hit during the time that I was a senior. So I was trying to graduate, get my graduation package. And I thought everything was good. And the thing is, when things are good, you can't always guarantee that things are going to be good all the time. Like, you need to pray on things and always have a backup plan, because I thought I was good. I had a job in the police department on campus. I worked at the YMCA gym, and I was teaching and doing after-school programs. So I was like, you know, I have multiple streams of income. Everything's good. I could spend money on whatever. I really wasn't trying to save. I think the only investment I had was my rent paid up for the semester. But when COVID hit, we didn't think it was going to last as long as it did. So I was like, oh, it's going to be a month or two. You know, I'm going to be good. I got a little bit of $200, $300 saved, which really isn't nothing. But once they shut down the schools at the spring break, we didn't even get a warning. It was like, oh, y'all not coming back. You're not coming back. Like, I need a job. Wait. And then the jobs was like, we got to close. So once they closed the schools, I lost my job at the university, lost my job at the elementary school. So I was like, I still work at the gym. And they're like, social distancing. They closing all the gyms. And I was like, Lord, wait a minute. What is going on?
Too much piling up at one time.
Too much. But good thing. And there was a lot of people. It tested a lot of people's faith, because a lot of people who kept spending a lot of money when COVID hit and they got kicked off campus, because a lot of people had their refunds. They're like, okay, you know, I have a place to lay my head. But when they closed campus and sent everybody home, I know a lot of people who out of state, they didn't know what to do. They're like, how I'm going to pay for a ticket to get home? They didn't have food. Like, it was just a trying time for a lot of millennials.
So in other words, what I hear you saying is that you gotta make sure that you save some money for the hard times. You know, any one of y'all have anything y'all want to say? What advice would you give a freshman coming in? Because you're a sophomore now, so you're not that far removed. So what advice would you give a freshman coming in?
I would just say have fun, but save your money. Because like you said, you never know when a hard time is going to come. It comes out the blue. COVID came out the blue. Hurricane Katrina came out the blue. So just make sure you always have some backup money. Don't splurge too much, because keep in mind you're a broke college student. Don't splurge too much. That's all I got to say.
So let me say this, because I know that people party. That's cool. I was just talking to somebody in my office a few minutes ago, and we were talking about how I feel like you got to learn. I think COVID has helped all of us learn to be with ourselves. And you have to be comfortable with yourself. If you always have to hang out with somebody, it's a confidence problem going on, and we need to explore that. And I think people who party all the time and looking for the party all the time is something broken with that confidence level, because you shouldn't always need to be around people. You know what that person I'm talking about, the person that everybody know them at the club. They go to the club Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. They know every club to go to. They know when it's ladies' night. They know when you get in free before 10. All of that. They know everything about the club. And, you know, when you're young, I get it, you know, but, you know, when you're in college and you got goals, you got things you want to do, you're going to find out that partying is going to end quick.
It's always going to be a party. So you can always miss a few. Stay home. Like, it's not that crucial.
Yes. And I think COVID really taught us that, because, you know, just like we went through the scenarios, people really do spend that money when you go party, and you go spend $200-$300 on a shirt. You know you can only wear that shirt one time, like, because once everybody starts, oh, he always wearing that same shirt. And you know that's you gonna be known as the shirt guy. You know, the shirt girl. You know, you wear that same outfit, so it's like you can't even really, like, you spend all this money on this stuff. I'm gonna tell you, rich people don't even buy these name brand things that we buy.
Right in Walmart, okay?
And they save that money.
They shop at Ross. That's
Yes.
Ross.
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 And let me put my ladies on Shein. Go shop at Shein. You can get some cute stuff for the low.
Shein, I don't know what that is.
It's online.
It's online.
It's online. So listen,
even
they
gotta go to
giving
the
you
store.
some tips. Okay. So as far as food, what do you suggest? What do you suggest? You know, because she said she was eating DoorDash, she was going hard.
Breakfast Club, all that.
Breakfast Club, she hit up
she
the
had
Breakfast
money.
Club. Oh, she
No, I
go-
didn't.
Yeah,
2
So-
cents left in my bank account.
2 cents. Okay,
Don't be
okay.
like me.
I had 25 cents sometimes. I ain't even gonna lie.
Wow.
25 cents. Trying to thug it out.
So
for
what's
a
the
week.
struggle food? What's the struggle food?
Noodles.
Noodles.
The cab.
The cap.
Sometimes the cab get expensive. You know, it's $7 if you ain't got a meal plan.
Oh, yeah.
Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That's the add up. It's $21
Hey,
a day.
listen.
Buy groceries then.
Let me tell you, cook some spaghetti. Spaghetti can last for about 4 or 5 days if you do it right.
Well, there's no stoves or nothing like inside the dorm, so we can't really.
So and then even in Third Ward, there's like no major grocery store.
Unless you go to Fiesta.
We got
Oh,
H-E-B
y'all do
up
got
the street.
Kroger's and H-E-B up the street. Yeah, but you gotta have a car
Oh,
to
Walmart,
do that
you gotta
as well.
travel. Yeah.
Okay, well, so make groceries.
And
That's another thing.
I think people at TSU want, I don't know how it's going to be with COVID right now, but push for things. If you know it's a lot of things that students are struggling with, like we are the actual voice on campus. Like if something isn't getting done, then y'all need to know who y'all's class officers are, representatives are for SGA. I was in SGA for my freshman year up into my junior year. And you get a lot of insight. Chat and choose, when they have chat and choose, go in there and light them professors. I'm going to say it, light them professors up, light up the administration, because they, we're going to do this, we're going to do this, we're going to do this. And then when they don't do it, we're the ones suffering. They on salary. So if it's
That's
something you
correct.
need, you got to do it. Like we knew a lot of people needed food, so we fought for the food pantry on campus. We know a lot of people don't have professional, wear, because when you get here, sometimes, like I came from the bottom. I didn't own no slacks until I got to Houston. So, you don't know a lot of things. You don't know what you don't know, or you can't know what you don't know. Y'all know what I'm trying to say.
Right.
But another thing we used to do is we used to have a Walmart bus, and it used to run like once or twice a week, and students would go in front of the towers, and we would get on the bus. It would take us to Walmart. You would have like 10-minute intervals to go, get your groceries, get back on the bus, and it'll take you back to campus. So a lot of people stop pushing for that. These are things that you need to push for.
Yes.
And when you get out of the struggle, you still need to fight for the struggle, because there's always going to be people behind you.
Amen.
You can't be like, well, I don't need that no more, so I ain't going to push, because it's always going to be a freshman behind you. It's always going to be someone struggling who might not want to put their business out. And even if you think about it sometimes, that's the Lord working too. He might not have someone say it who doesn't have the confidence to say it, but if he knows you have the platform to fight for it, because you never know. Someone in the back of their head be like, I really needed that. I really needed that.
See, that's being the salt of the earth, and that's what we are about at Wesley, is being the salt. Like just because you all right, don't make it seem like everybody else ain't all right. Because just because you all right, you need to make sure that the people coming after you, just like you said, they good as well. It's people who fought for us in the struggle. It's for Black History. We in Black History Month.
Right.
And there are people that fought for us to have a voice. They didn't have a voice. So now that you have a voice, you owe it to the next person. Owe it to the next person to fight for them. As we get ready to come to a close, I want to bring us back and focus. And I want to focus on one scripture today. Okay, now let's bring this all back into focus. Faith and finances. Proverbs 30:25, it says this: ants are creatures of little strength, yet they store up food in the summertime. First thing I want to really point out is the ant. Now, the ant is smart enough to know to store up for the summertime. We as God's people, we ought to make sure that we save some money. I was talking to these students about saving money. They get that refund check and they are ready to ball out, ready to buy a new car, and don't even have money to put gas in the car. So real quick, I want to just point out a few things about that ant. That ant knows that a rainy day will come. See, as people of God, we have to know that rainy days will come, and we have to save something for a rainy day. Now, but I'm going to show you how faith works with that. You still may not have enough because the rain comes and it's still not enough. But the fact that you took some time out to save some money, then guess what? God can put a little bit with what you got, and he has something to work with. So the problem is that oftentimes we don't have anything to bring to the table. You got to have something. I'm finna show you this, and I'm gonna get out of here. When Jesus came with the 5,000, he had the 2 fishes and the 5 loaves. Guess what? They took a little boy's lunch. It was something. It wasn't a whole lot. It was just enough for Jesus to make a miracle. And that's my word to somebody. You got to make sure you save enough for a rainy day for Jesus to make a miracle. This is Word with Wesley, and we out.